Wreck My Podcast.
Don't lose that satellite phone, because this week we go back to Isla Sorna, and it's safe to say we're going to be seeing a lot of crap. This week on Wreck My Franchise.
Wreck My Podcast.
Welcome to Wreck My Podcast, where this week I'm here with my friends who show up every week to talk movies with me. He also knows the Kirbys through their church. It's Cam.
Yeah, those are two things I love. Little pink sucky boys and church.
He also lives off beans and candy bars. It's Kreger.
Yeah, it's gassy up in this bitch.
He's the dinosaur man. It's Joe.
This is T-Rex P.
Oh my god.
How'd you get it? You don't want to know.
Don't want to know. That didn't answer the question.
No, it didn't.
And I love a timeshare in beautiful Guadalajara. I'm your host, Jordan. All right, guys. So Jurassic Park 3, I'd say objectively the best Jurassic Park that they made, right?
Oh, the best one. Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Can't
By
get
far,
better than this one. Yeah, it's so good. Let's before we talk about if we liked it or not and when was the last time we watched it, let's do Jordan Explains the movie real quick.
Oh yes, it's time for Jordan to explain the movie quickly.
A movie that reminds you the importance of depositing checks before you provide a service.
Rawr.
And also Barney is like apparently the most distracting thing on the planet.
Oh, yeah.
Makes you wanna
Well, at least
jump.
for that kid.
Yeah,
Yeah, it makes you just want to jump.
Yeah, Barney. Okay, guys. So Cam, when was the last time you'd seen this movie?
I think I saw this movie maybe about like 2008.
Okay. Wow. Oddly specific. I like it.
I remember exactly when, but I'm not going to include why.
Okay. And then, what did you think about it this time around?
It's still as bad as it was in 2008.
Do you think it's your least favorite one out of all the ones you've seen?
Yeah, because I actually watched Lost World yesterday.
Nice.
And what'd you think? Yeah, here we go. Tell us what you thought about Lost World.
It was all right. I think that literally the only good one is that first one. I don't think that any other sequels should have been made.
Well,
I
you haven't
think that
seen
we should-
Fallen Kingdom yet, so...
Oh, fuck. Yeah, you're right. That one sounds great, right? Is that the one where they like genetically... Well, all of the dinosaurs are genetically engineered, but don't they like make like a super dinosaur?
Yeah, they make a
Or was
super
that Jurassic World also?
Well,
That's
Jurassic
kind of both of
World... Jurassic World, they
they-
make a super dinosaur, and then in Fallen Kingdom, they weaponize the super dinosaur.
Oh, so it's like a Digimon?
I actually, that's not a bad comparison to what they do in Fallen Kingdom.
Okay. So
Yeah.
that they make like a super Garudumon.
Yes.
And
Yes.
like he's got like all mech.
Dude, talk about a show that like is the hardest thing to keep track of the names. I'm like, there's 60 evolutions of every single creature, and they all have vastly different names from each other.
Yeah.
Do they
Yeah.
all have Mon at the end?
Not all of them. Most of them do.
A
but
lot
not
of
all
them did,
them.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yaman was my favorite.
Bahaman. All right.
Now
Kreger.
you are speaking my language.
Kreger, when was the last? Yeah, no, Chet Hanks is over here being like, yeah, I love this podcast. Kreger,
Yeah,
Kreger, when was the last time you saw this movie?
It's been a minute. I feel like it was like shortly after it released to like VHS, and I remember like being at a friend's house watching it.
I had this on VHS. That's
So I
crazy.
think I've only seen it once, and it was shortly after it was released to VHS.
Well, what'd you think about it this time then?
A lot less scary than it was back then. Back then, I was a little baby, and I was all like, "Oh, this is scary."
They tried to do a lot more horror elements in this movie than any of the other
Yeah.
ones. That's
The
for
action
sure.
was action was like coolish.
It was coolish. They had like cool ideas, just none of them were executed very well.
The thing that kills me about it the most, though, is like the original Jurassic Park was such a pioneer for combining practical effects and digital effects, and that like beauty is lost in all of the other sequels.
I would say this one is the worst case scenario of the animatronics looking awful. Like the Spinosaurus looked terrible.
It looked like a
digital effects
plastic
didn't look
toy.
the digital effects looked way better than the practicals did in this movie. There was like a huge
thought that
gap.
I thought they were all just bad.
Yeah, it was all pretty bad. But Joe, how about you? When was the last time you saw this movie?
It's got to be at least 10, maybe even 15 years now.
Oh, so like 2008.
Yeah.
And then
No
what did you think of it
specific
this
reason.
time? Yeah, for a very specific reason. What did you think of it this time around?
Honestly, I didn't think it was as bad as I remembered. I still think, I actually think this one is better than Fallen Kingdom, but I'll probably have to rewatch Fallen Kingdom and come to that conclusion.
Yeah, I agree with you there. So for me, I thought I haven't seen this movie in quite a few years, but apparently Madison says we watched like the trilogy like a year ago. So
That just shows you how forgettable it is.
well, yeah, but the thing is, rewatching it, I watched it last night on my iPad in bed, like from 9:30 to like 11 p.m. And I don't know if I was just getting tired and being delirious, but I really enjoyed this movie. I was only going to watch like a half hour of it before I fell asleep, and I stayed up the whole time watching it. I was like, this was more enjoyable than I remember it being.
Really, not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Like,
yeah, more so
terrible.
just because it was like bordering on that kind of like bad movie vibe. But like,
I mean, it's still the worst of the three.
Definitely the worst
first
of the
three.
three. Yeah, still the worst of the three.
But by no means a horrible movie.
Well, from a filmmaking standpoint, I could see why people would say yes, but from an enjoyable standpoint, and I'd be like, yeah, this is a fun one. There were cool.
It's very action packed. It does
is.
keep your attention, whether or not, even if it's still not great.
And it's the shortest of
Even
all
if
the Jurassic Parks.
Even if the story isn't developing or going anywhere, there's definitely eye candy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing that cracks me up is they have like this team that goes to the island, and like the professionals they hired are like the first ones to go. And I'm like, wow, they're real professionals over
They were the
here.
first ones to run back to the plane too. Like,
Yeah,
we gotta go.
seriously. I'm just like, oh, that's so funny. Yeah, what did you think? They told you we're going to an island with dinosaurs, and then you get there and you're like, oh, there's a dinosaur. Crap, get out of here. Like,
They
And how
definitely
prepared were you going to be with
They-
two people?
I know.
Three
They weren't
people.
even very prepared. They only had like one gun apiece.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. At least InGen in the Lost World sent like a whole army there.
Yeah, but they also have a lot more money than Kirby Paint and Tile Plus.
That's
true.
Yeah, in
Kirby
Westridge
Enterprises.
Mall or whatever.
Westgate.
Westgate.
It's
Westgate.
Kirby
Westgate.
Paint and Tile Plus in Westgate.
Which is funny because that jingle for the satellite phone is just a jingle that's like on all phones during that time.
Yeah.
And so they had to like retrofit
exactly.
it to mean something. I love it. Another thing that I thought was like, so let's start from the beginning of the movie here. The whole setup is that like the kid Eric and his like stepfather or whatever are parachuting over the island, parasailing over the island, connected to a boat. And so did the fog kill the people in the boat? I was confused because at the beginning the boat goes into the fog, and then like when it comes out, everyone on the boat is dead.
Dude, it was that dinosaur that was in the water at the end.
I was really mad there wasn't any Mark Wahlberg.
It was
Why
the
would there
big
have been Mark
dinosaur from
Wahlberg?
Jurassic World.
The Mist.
One in the water.
Oh, but no, dude. Okay, so here's the question then: if the dinosaurs can go out to sea, why aren't they like getting to other like the mainland? Why aren't we worried
Because
about
it's
them
Still
getting to
like
the mainland?
90 miles from the nearest coast, which is what?
They-
Costa Rica?
They would get tired.
I guess. All I know is it's like I hate this. It's the same thing that happened in the Lost World with like, how did everyone on the boat die? I'm like, how did like the boat? And then the second thing is they're freaking out because the boat is going to crash into the rocks, and they're like, quick, we got to cut loose. You are not. You have slack. You have rope and a parachute. If that boat crashes,
You don't
you're
have
just-
slack.
No, you're just going to keep floating around up top. That boat literally
you're
hit
not.
boat hit the ground and just stopped. It just stopped.
Yeah, and then they're gonna keep going, but then if they were still attached, and they'll go whang and fall down.
Yeah, they're gonna act like a swing and just basically swing and
I'm not
accelerate.
buying it. I think that they could have stayed connected and it would have been
That
fine.
was probably the only factually accurate thing that happened in the movie, and you're
Only if it was really windy up there. This is the only way they would stay up.
Well, I happen to know that Isla Sorna is always windy.
Oh, really high up.
Jordan,
Yeah.
Jordan, just take the L and move on.
No, the most believable thing that happened in
You're
this movie is when
so.
Billy jumps off and uses the parachute later in the movie. So the movie had a lot of horror logic to it, right? Like the idea that like, oh, anytime there's mist, something's going to happen. Anytime like it gets quiet, something's going to happen. I was like, okay, this is pretty paint by numbers. But I did enjoy the scene where like the phone is going off in the dinosaur's stomach, but we don't know it yet. And then they turn around and the dinosaur's literally just standing there.
I know.
It's like, that's so creepy. Boy. I thought, yeah, that was so awesome. That scene, I was like, this is a good scene. This was a fun, like, cool scene. I like
here's a question. Did they make the velociraptors too smart?
And this was my next question. Are velociraptors the actual missing link? Because they said they're even smarter than primates.
So yeah, dolphins.
You said primate like the Pokemon.
Yeah, primates. Primate. What are
They're
they?
even smarter than Alakazam.
Primate with a T.
Primate, whatever, but not primate. No, I thought they made them a little too smart too in this one. But did you see the really like subtle thing they did there where on Cam's favorite part of the movie, on the plane when the raptor speaks to Alan Grant, it's the it's the raptor from the first movie, the one that Alan Grant would remember. But then when we get on the island, the raptors look different. They have like feathery things on their head. They're pompadours, you know? So
yeah,
I thought that was a cool thing.
Without knowing it, this movie is probably the first time any of us had ever been exposed to 3D printing.
I was just going to ask, is this the first time we've heard of 3D printing in a movie?
Without even knowing what the name was.
Mm-mm. They called it like a rapid something or other.
Yeah, but they described it the way that a 3D printer works.
Yeah. It's the exact same way. And even like the contraption of it, the machine itself is the exact same as a standard 3D printer today.
I was trying to think back, and like the first time I remember ever hearing of or seeing a 3D printer was like probably 2007 or 8 at CES. So like this had to have been my first exposure to a 3D printer in this movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I wonder if that inspired an actual 3D printer.
Yeah, because what came first, the raptor throat or the 3D printer? You don't know.
Throat.
It's essentially what they made. They made a raptor throat. It's what they made.
It's his. What was it called? Like a vocal chamber or like a
resonating chamber?
Oh,
yeah,
resonating chamber.
Resonating chamber.
Yeah,
and I just, I don't know, man. Back to the raptor intelligence. Like raptors were supposed to be smart and like hunted in packs, you know, like wolves. And I'm sure that they were smart, but they're chickens, dude. Like I don't.
No, actually, more recently,
are kind of like chickens.
More recently, they've confirmed. I don't know how you confirm it, but scientists have confirmed that raptors would be completely covered in feathers.
Oh yeah,
so they would look like giant ostriches. Pretty much.
Yeah, they're actually small. Well, a velociraptor was actually only the height of a turkey. The velociraptors in Jurassic Parks are actually more modeled off of a Utah raptor.
So the velociraptors are closer to the compies, Procomsognathus triascus.
Yeah, similar.
Want to know how I know that?
How do you know that?
How I know that those dinosaurs are called Procomsognathus triascus?
No, yeah. Why do you know that?
Because before doing the podcast, so like a year prior, I was actually watching The Lost World, and because I watch everything with subtitles, it says the name. The dinosaur expert goes Procomsognathus triascus, and I paused it. I went, "Look at that word!" And because I was in a higher state of mind, and I was like, "Look at that word!" I was sat there for like a minute trying to sound it out, and it's stuck in my brain ever since then.
Forever.
And I was able to repeat it to myself like forever. Now I always know that dinosaur is Procomsognathus triascus.
Joe was just like, "That's a $5 word if I've ever seen one."
Yeah, I'm gonna remember this one.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, yeah. I feel like the raptor intelligence, they went a little bit too crazy with it, but then again, they go even crazier with it in the Jurassic World franchise.
I mean, to be fair, like crows are like some of the smartest animals on the planet. Like they have better facial recognition than humans do.
Whoa!
And so they use tools and can communicate.
They wouldn't be scavengers then?
They're kind of scavengery, but they also hunt. Like they go after people, like other people's. They go after like crows' eggs and their nests and stuff.
They're beggars, not choosers.
Yeah.
Did you guys notice there was like a whole dinosaur that they introduced in this movie that they didn't even like really explain when they're near the poop, and that like one weird random dinosaur shows up and it's just like, you smell like shit, and then leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it looks like a T-Rex with a unicorn horn.
Yeah, it was weird.
That
I was like,
part had like no point.
no, I was like, is this just someone was like, hey, there's not enough funny moments in this movie. Throw something in here.
Can you
Is
make
that
it
thing
a
called a
little
car-
bit longer?
Is that thing called a carnosaur or a carnosaurus?
No, that's what I thought too. But isn't the Carnosaurus the one with like almost like devil horns? It looks like
Oh,
a
yeah,
T-Rex and it
maybe.
has like the devil
Yeah,
horns,
it's the
or is
Darth
it the
Maul
one that
dinosaur.
has the rhino horn? It's one of the two. I don't remember which one.
Carnotaurus is the freaking devil horn one.
Mhm.
Yeah, the devil horn one. It's the one from
That
the
one's sick.
Disney movie Dinosaur.
Oh, I'm gonna
never
type in
seen that.
It's
Dune-
the antagonist in the
movie.
Disney movie Dinosaur. Watch it
Oh,
on
of
Disney
course,
Plus.
it's got devil horns. Of freaking course. Do you think that the Raptors would have actually followed them if Billy didn't take the eggs, or do you think that they would have like tracked him down either way?
I mean, they probably would have followed them as a food source, but once they would have gotten one of them, or once they would have escaped, they probably would have stopped following them.
Like
Not
they probably
following
wouldn't
them all the way through like the bird cages and everything like that.
and they probably wouldn't have used that dude as like bait or whatever. They probably would have just
Yeah.
taken him.
Yep.
Yeah. The other thing is the bird cage and the pterodactyls. I remember that being like the creepiest scene when I was younger, when like the pterodactyl comes across the bridge, and it still looks
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
I liked it.
You
I
know,
liked
I've
it.
always wanted to know, what is that flying dinosaur that it's like a pterodactyl, but it has like the head of a T-Rex?
Is that a pterosaur? Is this the one we're talking about?
No. It looks
That one's called the
it's small,
Centaurosaurus.
and it has like the wings and everything of like a pterodactyl, but its head is more shaped like a T-Rex.
Tyrannosaurus dactyl? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know that one.
This thing like straight
I'll
up just has like a dick and balls on its head.
It really does. That's a weird dinosaur. So another thing I wanted to mention here is I love movies that are like, hey, nothing like some trauma to mend a broken marriage. You know?
Oh yeah, always. Yeah.
That's always
Every
a
single
great
time.
trope in a movie. How long do you think the Kirby's are lasting after they get home? A month? Maybe 2?
I don't know. Then they all of their bedroom time is gonna be just like dinosaur trauma. Like
Yes.
it's gonna be awful.
So at the end of the movie, one thing I mistook is that the Raptors at the end, I thought that Alan Grant talked to them. And I remember that
I mean,
being
he
a really
kinda did.
hokey. Yeah, I thought he like actually like conversed with them and told them, no, it's cool. Leave us alone. But I didn't realize he just kind of like outsmarted them and made them think that another Raptor was calling for help, and they left. So I was like, okay, that's a
Yeah.
little bit better than what I remembered the ending being.
Which
Yeah.
I didn't quite understand, because if these raptors are so smart, wouldn't they realize that this sound is coming from directly in front of them?
Directly in front of them.
Exactly.
Like,
I
dogs and
agree.
cats can tell which direction sound is coming from.
Yeah, like if they were to able to like have like a microphone or whatever set up to like some speakers far away, like
I don't
find a
know
way
though.
to
If
make
you think
that
about
happen.
it, if someone walked in front of you and they had a human throat in their hand, and they started talking to you with it, you probably wouldn't register what's going on either.
yeah, but I
Yeah,
wouldn't
but
like
you
look
would
around and
recognize
be
where
like,
it came
is that
from.
coming from the bushes? Like I'd be like, why the
Also,
fuck do you
the
have
Raptors
a
are
plastic
like-
human throat?
Unless
The
he's like throwing the raptor voice to like the forest.
Well, you'd also think
Yeah,
the
he's not-
Raptors would like look around and be like, "Hey, is our whole crew here? Yeah, we're all here.
Right?
Who's saying this?"
Roll call.
Yeah, no, yeah, I
Roadhouse.
agree with that too. I agree with that too.
They've been
And-
chasing these people the whole time. They still look the same. It's just that he just like has like a plastic. He's like a like Legend of Zelda, but like the worst version.
It'd be funny if he just had a choo-choo whistle instead.
And they're like, oh shit, a train!
Train, get out of here! Scatter. Also, I thought it was so dumb. How did Billy not die? Like that was such
I
a
don't know,
cop
man.
out.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I was like,
Just
he's-
let the guy
and
have his
where
death
did they
moment.
find him?
Yeah. Did he just roll down the river into the ocean? What happened?
It looked like they just showed up when they rolled onto the beach too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so that part was definitely like a producer was like, no, we need to make sure this guy stays alive. And we're like, well, we already shot everything. Just throw him in at the end. To make the joke
There
about
could have
a
also
hat.
been. There could have been also been a scene in there where like it shows like how he
That's
came
true.
back and they cut it out for time or something.
You're right. That's true. That's true. I didn't think about that. I didn't really look
but
at
by all
deleted
means,
scenes.
keep that pointless scene with that horned T-Rex looking thing.
Yeah, I know.
dude.
Needed some comedic relief in there. All right, let's talk about who's in this movie and all that. Came out July 18th, 2001. It had a $93 million budget. It grossed 181, so definitely not as good as the other ones, but still profitable movie.
Mm-hmm.
It was filmed in mostly Kauai again, and also up at the Kern River. We all know where Kern River is, where we live, because it's a California thing. Okay, do you guys want to guess what the Rotten Tomato scores are?
Oof. Critic 56. Fan lower. I'll say 47.
Okay.
Critic 32, fan 35.
Okay.
Critic 47, fan 45.
Well, Krager got really close to the critic. It's 48% critic score. And then Joe got 1% away from audience, 35 or 36% audience score.
Oh, that's
Nice.
low.
Yeah, so pretty low. This was directed by Joe Johnson. It's surprisingly Joe
Basketball
Johnson's...
player?
No.
Oh,
Not the basketball player.
The second of the three names of the Pink Ranger?
Yes, that one.
Singer,
it's actually her
Jack
brother.
Cousin of
Johnson's
Dwayne?
brother?
Yes, all the above and things. Actually, Joe Johnson has directed some better movies. He directed Jumanji, the first Captain America movie, and The Rocketeer. So he's got some good ones under his belt too.
Rocketeer.
Yeah, we always talk about we got to cover that one on here.
I typed
I
in
don't think
all
I've
the
seen
I said list of all dinosaurs in Jurassic Park 3, and then it says people also ask, is Spinosaurus still alive?
what?
So this was written by Alexander Payne and Jim Taylor, who also wrote "I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry."
Oh man, what a good movie.
That's a movie that was
slaps.
great for the queer community, I guess, right?
Oh yeah, we loved it.
I bet. Who doesn't love Kevin James and Adam Sandler pretending to be gay? So
Yeah.
Sam Neill came back to reprise his role, but this time around we got William H. Macy, who played Paul Kirby. This dude, big actor, Fargo, Boogie Nights,
Shameless.
Mystery
Mhm.
Men. He was more recently in The Dropout, which is a great show on Hulu if you haven't checked it out, about the chick from Theranos, Elizabeth Holmes.
Thanos?
Yeah, Thanos. Theranos. No, it's actually what's her
I
name?
am
Siegfried. What's her first name? You guys know what I'm talking about? The
Roy?
actress.
Amy Seyfried?
Is it Amanda? Maybe.
Amanda Seyfried?
Oh,
Yes,
yeah, Amanda Seyfried.
Yeah, the girl from Mean Girls, right? Isn't that what
Yes.
she's from? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's in it. She does a good job. Then Paul Kirby's wife, Amanda Kirby's played by Tia Leone. She's also in like what do you got there, Cam?
It's called a Ceratosaurus, the unicorn one.
Oh, a Ceratosaurus.
Yeah.
There you go. Inquiring minds wanted to know, and we have provided.
Shout out Sarah Singer.
Next week on NPR. So Tia Leone, she's from The Family Man, Deep Impact, Bad Boys. Then we have Trevor Morgan, who played Eric Kirby, Disney kid.
Yeah, he was in a lot of stuff back in the day.
Yeah, he was in Genius, which is Disney Channel original movie.
Yeah.
He was in The Patriot, and then he also was a smaller part in The Sixth Sense. So he was in a bunch of stuff back then. And then we had Laura Dern. She also reprised her role for a little bit in this one. And then Kathleen Kennedy and Steven Spielberg produced it. So Steven Spielberg was still attached. And then finally, no John Williams this time around. Don Davis composed all the new music. And he also composed the music for the Matrix trilogy.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. That, that Rage Against the Machine song? That was all him. All right, so let's get
That's a
into...
Rage song in Matrix trilogy?
Yeah, isn't it the ending credits song? Isn't that Rage Against the Machine? Is that not Rage Against the Machine during...
I have no idea what the ending credit song is.
Oh, well, I thought it was Rage. Maybe not. Let's get into some fun facts. Maybe.
What is
What are
facts?
facts?
Baby, they're fun. They're fun. Oh yeah. What is facts? Baby, they're fun. They're fun. Oh, yeah.
So speaking of the serotonin saurus or whatever it was called,
Serotonin source.
that scene with all the poop, the effects crew used 250 gallons of oatmeal to simulate the soup, the poop, the soup.
The soup.
I bet it was a tasty day of working.
I wouldn't mind
That's
that. I like oatmeal.
That's so much oatmeal. That's like how much oatmeal Tim France eats in a week. Joke.
I
Just
don't get
for,
it.
Joke just for him.
I don't get it. I don't even know who that is. Is that the Tim from the other show?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love making jokes for one person. It's
great.
All right, so when the paleontologists enter the bar for dinner with the Kirbys, you can see a Jurassic Park pinball machine in the background.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's cool.
it
Nice
is
little
pretty
touch
cool.
there.
Yeah. Also, when they're there, they order an ice pick. You want to know the recipe for an ice pick?
Yeah.
Combine 2 ounces of vodka, brewed tea, and lemon in an ice-filled glass garnished with a lemon. So it's literally just tea and vodka.
It's just spiked iced tea. It's
Yeah.
a twisted tea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's all an ice pick is. But it's got a fun name. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
What are the little people in the Nintendo that are like the ice pick people and like wah, wah,
Mario.
wah, 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 wah.
Oh, the
What are they
mountain
called?
climbers?
Ice climbers.
Are they the
Ice
ice climbers? Yeah. And they go wah,
Yeah.
wah. Okay. So Jeff Goldblum confirmed in an interview that he was not invited back to reprise his role in this movie. They were like,
Oh,
you
wow.
had your chance. Get out of here, Jeff Goldblum. When Ellie is talking to Grant, she mentions getting a quote from Jack Horner for her book. Jack Horner
Mhm.
is an actual paleontologist who was Michael Crichton's inspiration for the character of Alan Grant. So that's pretty
Mhm.
cool. We'll drop a little name in there. Sam Neill has come to this film's defense, saying that the film got unfair treatment from critics and thinks that it's a, quote, pretty damn good film.
Yeah, he was also the bad guy in Event Horizon. He's whatever.
Yeah, like, get out of here, Sam Neill. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Shooting began before the final script was completed. I don't think that's a fun fact. I think that's most movies are like, we got kind of a script. Get going,
It happened. Well, yeah, because that means there were probably rewrites and stuff taken out and pages being switched.
Always.
So that doesn't necessarily mean that like the dude wrote half a script and then was like, "Oh fuck, let's shoot it." Like,
Yeah,
it's
no.
not, that's not what that means.
Because I think
They
that's
had
like
to add
every
the scene
movie.
with the T-Rex with the horns.
Yeah, they added
Yeah.
that scene. They added the
Maybe what if that was the only scene that they started shooting?
it was that's
and
all they
the
had.
script wasn't written.
There's a scene with a dinosaur and they're near poop, and then it's like, I don't want to deal with this poop. I'm too old for this shit. That's what he's saying.
That's just like it's just like me typing a script. I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Oh, man.
Start the script by them sticking their hands in poop.
Yeah, that's a great way to start the movie. All right, so the second script involved a pteranodon escaping from Isla Sorna and causing a string of mysterious killings on the mainland, which then has to be investigated by Alan Grant and other characters. So they greenlit this idea as what they were going to be for Jurassic Park 3. But then 5 weeks before shooting began, they got rid of the whole entire script because Steven Spielberg was like, I don't like it. And so then Joe Johnston felt that the story was so, and he also felt it was so complicated, but they had already sunk $18 million into the movie. So they had a script, were about to shoot, sunk all this money, and then they're like, rewrite that script. So I guess that goes with the other one we were talking about where no wonder it wasn't complete when they started filming. They had 5 weeks to get a whole movie finished.
They're like, all right, so we need to make all these bird cages.
Yeah. When the baby pteranodons are attacking Eric in the aviary, the animatronic models really did bite Trevor Morgan, and it hurt him.
Good.
Yeah. Little bitch.
Stupid idiot.
Yeah. You stupid idiot.
You stupid idiot.
So
Also, he collected T-Rex pee and didn't tell us how.
I know that's the most frustrating part of this movie. I need to know how. I just imagined him like on a little like roller skate thing that mechanics use to go under the car, just rolling under a T-Rex and then having a bottle up to collect his pee.
Nah, it's pretty obvious. He just waited till the T-Rex was asleep and put its little hand in some warm water.
Oh, there you go.
But it can't reach the water.
Take my strong hand.
Oh, that's amazing. According to do you know what's this Marsani Global website?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so according to the Marsani Global website, John Hammond was dead by the time of the events of this movie. I'm assuming it's like some Jurassic Park wiki website or something. I have no idea. But John Hammond was supposedly dead in this movie by the time of this movie.
Do you think his last words on his deathbed was "spared no expense"?
Yes, I 100% do.
He just like whispered it. He's like, "Spared no expense."
Yes, I 100%. It's kind of like, but he says it so that no one can understand him, just like Yoda in Empire Strikes Back, and you're like, the hell did he say? There it is
It's the worst. That's like the worst puppeteering I've ever seen.
Literally, for like 4 years as a kid, I didn't know what he said. I had no idea what Yoda said in that scene.
Just grunts.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. All right, a fan theory states that the Spinosaurus that keeps hunting the humans is actually after revenge because it's the they hit him with the plane, and then he was like, "Damn it, you hit me with the plane!" So he's like trying to get revenge on them. The whole movie.
That's so stupid.
What?
Yeah, but get this. Then someone else says, no, what if the Spinosaurus got hit with the plane was his wife and it killed him? And then it's like going after them to get revenge on his wife. The dumbest fan theories ever. I love it.
I love that one. Sounds stupid. I love it.
All right. So, according to the Dino Protection Group website, another fake website about Jurassic Park, InGen scientists traveled back to Isla Sorna in 1999 and illegally cloned 4 new species. These species are Ankylosaurus, Corythosaurus, Ceratodonsaurus, and Spinosaurus, whom all made their debut in this film. This would explain why these 4 dinosaur species were absent from the Lost World, but were there because it's supposed to take place on the same island, and why they weren't there then and now they're here now. So a bunch of people.
It's also a whole island, though. Like,
yeah,
I agree. You're not gonna see everything that lives there.
But I'm also like, they're like, okay, so this island has a bunch of dinosaurs, and a bunch of people just went there, and they all got massacred. And then we brought this Tyrannosaurus Rex back to San Diego, and that was a bad idea. So we're gonna take him back to the island. And then like 4 people were just like, you know what we should do? Sneak on this island and clone more dinosaurs.
What island did Jurassic World take place on? Cam, you should know this.
Isla Nublar, I'm pretty sure, right? The original.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's the original.
I
What
think
if
so.
Site B was them just growing the new dinosaurs for Jurassic World?
I mean, hey.
Yeah.
I feel like we got a web series going on here, a little short we could do, the connective tissue between them. Come on.
Connect that tissue.
Call us, Spielberg.
Yeah.
I know you listen.
Yeah. Yeah, come on, Steven.
Stevie.
Esteban.
The first draft of the script involved a group of teenagers marooned on the island. So it was going to be way more horror-esque. It was just going to be like a freaking
like a
Friday the
party
13th
boat
movie. Yeah.
Wet Hot Americans, Summer Jurassic Park.
We might have gotten some titties.
We might have. All right, and then
Jurassic titties.
So the final thing we're going to talk about here is the book differences. Oh wait, there was no third book. Michael Crichton died. So
Okay.
this is the
like
first
John Hammond.
Yep. This is the first movie that doesn't have a book comparison as well. So from here on out, it's all other stuff.
Wow, I'm not surprised with the quality of the material that's come out.
Exactly.
Hey, I still liked Jurassic World.
Did you watch it again?
Actually, I watched Jurassic World right before I watched Fallen Kingdom, and I did still like Jurassic World.
Fallen
but
Kingdom.
Why? How?
His ass.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just I don't know. Maybe Chris Pratt is doing his weird voodoo on me to make me think he's like actually a good actor.
Where he like works on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
I think it's better than
And
this
you're like,
one.
oh, I like it.
I was like, Grease. Yeah.
Yeah, it is better than this one.
Yeah.
It's better than 3.
It's better than this one.
All right, guys. Anything else you want to mention about this movie before we go?
There were dinosaurs in it. Did
There
you
were
guys
a lot of
notice?
dinosaurs in it. Yeah.
There were
Yeah,
a
it was
lot of
crazy, man.
dinosaurs in
I
it.
didn't expect it going in.
Mm-mm.
I'm
thought-
I didn't
shocked
expect
no one got
any.
trampled in that stampede.
I know that
Yeah,
is
also.
quite shocking.
Yeah.
I was thinking if this was directed by M. Night Shyamalan, that would have been the twist. there were no dinosaurs
The entire time.
the entire time.
They were, and if it was by J.J. Abrams, they were all dead.
Oh man, crazy.
Yeah, if it was J.J. Abrams, he would have like set up a bunch of mysteries that he just never tells you about at the end.
There would have been a panda, polar bear.
And they're like, how'd the polar bear get there? I don't know.
I don't know. Smoke monster.
Hey, everyone, you know, there's a bunch of little kids who are force-sensitive people that are using it to do janitorial services, but don't remember them. Go check us out at Wreck My Podcast. We're going to end this now so Craig can go to bed.
I just like I like how Krager said like 4 words this entire show.
All right, guys.
You guys are doing your thing, man. I was just vibing, bro.
Yeah, we're doing he's straight vibing over there, man. Go check out wreckmypodcast.com. Check out our Patreon. Check out our Redbubble store. Check out our Instagram. Check out our YouTube. All that fun stuff. If you're a patron of ours, hey, we love you. So go give us $1 and then we'll love you too. We're cheap. We're pretty dang cheap. And then go to our player thing, whether it's Apple Podcasts or whatever, and just give us a review. Whatever you listen to us on, go give us a rating and review on whatever you listen to us on. That's what I'm trying to say.
On your player thing.
Your player thing. I'm going to make an app called
Break out
Player
your
Thing.
Walkman.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the Serotonosaurus, and we'll see y'all next week.
By Dinosaur Town.
3 Jurassic, 3 Park.
98.7 The Wave.
Wreck My Podcast. Wreck My Podcast.
What was that?
That makes 7 words, Krager said.
Yeah, that's it's like a smooth jazz like radio station, and I feel like I have a very sultry smooth jazz radio host voice right now.
All right, there we go. Welcome. Craig, we're totally not. Welcome.
I had to yawn.
All right. Welcome to Wreck My Podcast. For this week, I'm here with my good old friends who's here with me every week. He's also damn it.
Run it back.
Run it back.
Take 3. Going with take 3.
Wreck My Podcast.